Nintendo Cinematic Universe. That is just enough alone to make my day. I've been wanting this since probably Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Maybe even a little bit earlier. Just the thought of a cinematic universe just sounds amazing to me. But Nintendo announced that they are possibly planning on making some movies. And hopefully they won't be any of those horrible ones like Super Mario Bros. From the early 90s. No, hopefully they are planning on making some good ones if this goes through. Because Nintendo is or video game movies in general usually aren't that good. I mean, there are a few like Wreck-It Ralph, but most of them are usually pretty bad. But I would love to see Nintendo just come in and just turn it around. But so they're thinking of going on making movies, and we don't really know anything about this really yet. If it's even 100% confirmed yet or anything like that, so if they are going to go through with it. But we also don't know just what movies they want to do. Do they want to do Mario, even though that's pretty obvious? Do they want to do Pokemon, Donkey Kong, Zelda? And I think there was like a Zelda series or movie that was supposed to come, but then Nintendo said that there wasn't one, so but I just wonder how this would play out, how they would do it. Would they just go on and make a few movies every few years and let them be their own thing? Or would they go and do what Marvel is doing and DC and make their own cinematic universe? Now, Marvel has been doing this since 2008 with Iron Man, and it's worked out really well for them. It's gotten just millions and millions and millions of dollars, and everyone's going to see all their movies every time. All of them are usually really good, just each working out great for them, and I'm liking them so far. I saw the Captain America 2 the day it came out, and it was pretty good. I liked it. And Spider-Man, pretty cool. Because I was kind of upset at first when they were rebooting Spider-Man again, but I kind of like this guy. It actually might work out. I'm still a little disappointed we won't ever see the end of the Amazing series, but I think this could work out. But we also have the DC series. Yeah, I mean, I did like Superman vs. Batman, or Batman vs. Superman, but I know a lot of people didn't. It had a huge drop, and then just a lot of people don't like it. So who knows how this is going to affect them in the future with their other movies, but I'll probably still going to see them, but we really don't know how it's going to affect them. I mean, I liked it. I liked Man of Steel, and I'm still looking forward to their new movies, so I don't really have a really bad opinion on it. Then another one that was discussed a few months ago was apparently there's going to be a Hanna-Barbera universe, starting with Scooby-Doo. I really don't know what to think about that one, because I really like Scooby-Doo. I've been a fan of it since I was a really little kid. I love Scooby-Doo, but a movie and going to a cinematic universe? I mean, we know how the last movie went out, because it wasn't really that great. I mean, originally it was going to be a lot more adult with all these adult jokes, but then they turned it to what it was. And this one is going to be animated, so it's probably going to be more true to the source. And I kind of wonder how they're going to do the other ones. Is it going to be like the Flintstones, the Jetsons, maybe even some of the modern ones like Dexter's Lab and the Powerpuff Girls? They are Hanna-Barbera, aren't they? I'm pretty sure they're Hanna-Barbera, but anyway, I'm guessing that's how they'll do it, but we don't really know anything about this yet. We don't even know a thing about that Scooby-Doo movie. Who knows how it's going to play out. But back to Nintendo. I would just love to see a cinematic universe come from them, because I think everyone's wanted to see this just for years and years and years. I mean, we've wanted to see a Mario movie, we've wanted to see a Zelda movie, we wanted to see a Metroid movie, And we've really never gotten any of those except for that Mario movie. And it just amazes me that we haven't gotten any of these yet. Now, one of the things I've been thinking about is that most of the Nintendo characters are silent. I mean, Mario doesn't say a lot, Link doesn't say anything, Kirby doesn't really say all that much. So how would they really do this? Would they have to give them voices, or would they mostly be silent throughout the whole movie while all the other characters talk? That got me thinking. I mean, listening to Charles, the guy who plays Mario and some of the other characters, for about an hour and a half could be pretty annoying. I mean, he is Mario, but for an hour and a half each. I mean, the only way I think they could really cast him is if he didn't make his voice as just as the stereotypical types. So if it wasn't that, then they might have to get someone else in and maybe give Charles a cameo or something, just so he can be in a Mario movie like he rightfully should be. But and then there would also have to be, how violent would they be? How mature would they be? Because they would have to be mature enough that the adult fans would go see them, but they would still have to be at least friendly enough so the kids can go see them. Kind of like what Marvel is doing right now. So they would definitely have to get that perfect measure. I mean, they would maybe have to try to maybe get some of the directors of the people who are working on the Marvel movies, or some other people. They would have to hire the perfect director for all these movies. I mean, the perfect director for a Mario movie, the perfect director for a Zelda movie, and they would have to be different directors because Zelda is a little bit more darker than Mario, so they would just have to give the perfect director for them, otherwise it may not work out. It would also be, how would it start? Would it start with Mario? Would it start with Donkey Kong? Who would it start with? Well, a lot of people are saying it might start with Sonic if they would do it, because there is supposed to be a Sonic movie coming out, I think, next year or so, or a couple years. Who knows, but they would definitely have to have a pretty good movie and then a post-credits movie scene with maybe some big Nintendo person or something like that, and Rob, I don't know, but they would have to have something like that and then go like, have you ever heard of this team of Super Smash Brothers or something like that, and it cuts like that, or have you ever heard of a guy named Mario? That's what I had to go and end like on. So it would have to be things like that, or maybe end on a villain like I don't know, Bowser, kind of like getting Ganondorf out of his prison, something like that. It would have to end on stuff like that, so we kind of know that these movies are coming up. And then it would also have to be like, how many movies would be in a phase? I mean, I don't know how many movies are actually in the Marvel phases, but this might have to be about 4 or 5 or so. So they could have a Sonic movie, they could have a Mario movie, a Donkey Kong movie, a Metroid movie, and then they could go and do the first crossover movie, and then Super Smash Bros. Or something like that. Then they would go on to Phase 2, things like Earthbound, what else? Star Fox, things like that. I already said Pokemon, but they would just go on and go on like that. And also in the crossover movies, they would have maybe just a cameo from one of the other films that would come out later. So maybe Star Fox could make a cameo in the first Smash Bros. Movie. They could probably do something like that. So then there would also be, they could try to get some of the people who work on the games with it. Maybe try to get Miyamoto to work on a couple things. I mean, that would be really hard considering that he's a busy man. I mean, I don't think he has too much free time, so it would be nice if they could just get him to work on the story a little bit or something, because if he could work on the story, then it would be a much better chance. It would be better because he's the one who created Mario, so if he's on it, it would be more guaranteed to be better. I would also like to see maybe some of the video game composers working on the movie with some film composers. Then they could just combine their talents. So then we can have like a feudal a feudal version of the Mario theme or the Zelda theme or things like that. It would just be kind of great to see all that. So I'm trying to think of anything else that I could say about this. But and I would also like to see them just not go and do all the big characters like Mario and Donkey Kong, but like I said, Earthbound. So some of the smaller characters too, because even though the Earthbound community is pretty small, they are really dedicated fans. They love the game. They make a ton of fan art. They even translated a game into English. They're dedicated fans, so I think it would be nice if they made just an Earthbound movie, just because it has such a loyal fan base. So, and then anything else small, I mean, I'm not sure if they could do an F-Zero movie. I mean, it'd be a racing movie, so maybe, I don't know. Maybe. What about Fire Emblem? Maybe they can do that too. But some characters they obviously really can't do, like Duck Hunt. Just, that can't have a movie probably. And also, I would like to see maybe some third-party ones, just like Sonic I said earlier, and maybe Metroid. They can try to get them in there. I mean, they would be a little bit harder, but if they could squeeze them in there, that would that would be really nice. It would be great. But they would have to get all the perfect people in this, because video game movies they don't do well if you don't have the perfect people on. I mean, you need the perfect director, the perfect composers, everyone. Just people who are actually fans of this stuff. Just not some person who's like, oh, that could make a lot of money, I'll do it, even though I've never played this game in my life, or played any game in my life. So, hopefully none of that bull crap. I wouldn't want to see that. But I really hope something like that happens. I mean, I know it's far-fetched, but I would like to see it happen. I mean, I may even like to see, even though it might be kind of weird to see maybe a Cartoon Network cinematic universe or a Nickelodeon one. I mean, those ones would probably have to be TV movies, because both of them don't have enough money to make a bunch of theater movies, but it might be nice to see just a timeline of the movies for both of those. So, who knows on that? But, I mean, so I guess that's really all I had to say about this. I think I actually might, in the future, make a video on my version of the cinematic universe by putting some actual thought into it, just not thinking about it right now. Go like, okay, this would be the first movie, this would be the second movie, this would be the third movie, then the crossover, then the second phase, things like that. So, I would really just love to see all this, and not related at all, but on a Nickelodeon cinematic universe thing, I heard it was supposedly supposed to be I think a Nicktoon movie, but I'm not sure if it's real or not. I heard a lot of people say it's not. We are getting the second Hey Arnold movie, finally. It only took just, what, 12 years or so? 13? We're finally getting that. I'm really happy about that, and the original people are working on it, so that's good. And weirdly enough, we're getting a Legend of the Hidden Temple movie. If you were to go and tell me just a few years ago, oh yeah, Nintendo's making a Legend of the Hidden Temple movie, I would just look at you like you're on the highest of drugs. It'd be like, okay, just back away from me, I don't want that, back away. I mean, but it's really happening. It's supposed to be, I guess, about these kids who find the temple or something, and the original, I'm getting lost, but the original guy who was the host is supposed to be on it, and I'm hoping they're going to get the guy who played the giant head. I forgot his name, but it could be nice, but it could as really well just screw up. I mean, it sounds like they're just making it just to please nostalgia fans, but it could be good, and if it is good, they'll continue making it with some other old stuff. So that would be a good thing, and I would love to see that. So, a Nintendo Cinematic Universe, it would be really nice but it could just be dreaming at the same time. I would love to see it, but who knows what could happen to it if it just gets the wrong people on it. But if they could do it right, if they could get all those people on it, make it. Just make it. We've been waiting for this for all these years. I mean, we're sticking right now, Nintendo, even with the Wii U, and you're already releasing your new console next year. And delayed Zelda again, so hopefully it would go through. I would love to see it, and it would be great. So, I guess that's really all to say about this. So, I hope you have a great day, and take care.